Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles. In the month of October, I'm going to be trying to upload 2 videos every day, one at the very easy to easy level and one at the average, hard, or very hard level. And now, let's go to today's puzzle. Today's puzzle is called Foog by Oddly Even, and here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means place the digits 1 through 9 into every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Fog. The grid is partially covered in fog. Placing correct digits will clear the fog from surrounding cells. Kropki dots. Digits on a white dot are consecutive. So, for example, if this was a 2, this would have to be a 1 or 3. A white digits on a black dot are in a 1 to 2 ratio. So, for example, if this was a 2, this would have to be 1 or a 4. Not all dots are given. So these are just positive constraints. These let us know that in these cells, they have a difference of either 1 or a ratio of 1 to 2 for the white and the black dots respectively. Kropki dots. Doots, sorry. Kropki doot. I guess it would be Kropki dots. Oops, that was one too many ah. So Kropki dots. Dots are straight. Let's just call them doots. It's just easier to say that. Doots are straight lines between sets of cells. A white doot separates 2 sets of cells whose respective sums are consecutive. A black doot separates 2 sets of cells whose respective sums are in a 1 to 2 ratio. For example, R1, C1, so row 1, C1, row 1, C2, and row 1, C3 is double or half of row 2, C1, row 2, C2, row 2, C3 because of the black doot in between them. And those are the rules. If you want to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay. So this has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. This is consecutive. So we know, yeah, this region could be longer? No, wait. So this is half of this, and is also half of this? Black straight lines between sets of cells. So this is a 1 to 2 ratio, and this would have to be a 1 to 2 ratio also, and it'd have to add up to 45. So this one has to be the one that's doubled, right? Is that possible? Yeah, I guess so. It would have to be 9, right? Because, no, it's 5. So 45, yeah, 45 divided by 5 is 9. So this would have to be 9, because this is 1, this is 2 times that, and this has to be 2 times that also, because if this was a double on a double on a double, the problem is that you cannot have, say this was doubled this. If this is all, okay, one thing is this can't be double of both, right? Because then this would be 2 times this, and that would be, this total would equal 45, but you would have 4x essentially, right? So say this was x, this would be 2x, this would be 1x. Add them all up, it's 4x. And that the problem is that adds up to 45. And so x would have to be non-integer, which is not possible. So it cannot be, this cannot be double of this and this. But what happens if this is double of this, and this is double of this? then this would have to be, this would be, so this would be x, these three would be x, these three would be 2x, and these three would be 4x, because it would have to be double of that. But that's not possible if you add that up, because that's 7x, and 7 doesn't go into 45 without a remainder. So it has to be that this is the 1, and these have to be sets of 2. These have to be double this, essentially. So this is 1. These are 2x. So it's 5x. So then x has to be 9. So this has to be 9. So therefore, it cannot be 4 and 8. It cannot be 3 and 6. Yeah, it cannot be 4 and 8. It cannot be 3 and 6. So we know the 2 is here. So it's either 1, 2, and 6, or 2, 4, and 3. And if it's 2, 4, and 3, this has to be consecutive, so this would have to be 2 and 4, so this does not work. So this has to be 6. So this is 6 and 1, 2. So this is 5 or 7. These doots have to be 18 in size. So this is 3, 4, or 8. This is 3, 4, or 8. So one of these, we don't know. It has to be 18, right? So if this is 3, this would have to be 6. It has to be consecutive with that, so that has to be 7 or 8. Okay, so these are consecutive, so these have to be odd. Right, so this has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, or 8. 1, 2, 6 are already given, so this is 3, 4, 8. These two are consecutive, so it has to be an odd number. So this one also has to be an odd number because it has to add up to 18, which is the even number. So these two added together are odd. This has to be odd, so this is 3. So we know this is 3, this is 6. This has to be 7 and 8 because those are the only two digits that add up together that are consecutive, that add up to 15. So this cannot be 8. This is 4. We don't know what this is. This is 2 or 8. This is 5 or 9. This is 5 or 9. Okay, this is consecutive with this. This is odd. This is odd. This is even. Okay. So we know this is even, this is even, this is odd. So this is an even number. So this is odd. This has to be even. So this has to be 2 or 4. Right? Because we know this is even, even, odd. This is consecutive to this, so therefore this has to be even. These two have to be odd, therefore that has to be even. Wait, no. Oh, whoops. Wait. This is odd. Right, so this side is odd, which makes this have to be even, which means this is odd, so this is odd. Oops. This is 1, 5, or 9. This cannot be 1, 2, or 6. So this could be 3 or 4, which could be with 2, 3, 4, 5. It cannot be 5. It cannot be 4. So 3 with 2, 4 with 3. This can't be 3 or 2, right? If this is 3 and 2, this has to be 8. If this is 3 and 2, this would have to be 8. So this is at minimum 5 plus 8 plus 6, which is 19. But 2 and 3 add up to 5, and this would be at most 14. So this cannot be 3 and 2. It could be 3 and 4 potentially, just because this could be 2, right? If it's 3 and 4, and this is 2, this would be 7, this would be 8. So this could be 7, and this could be 5. Yeah, that works. So this would be 12. No, this would be 15. So 3, maybe it could be 8? What are the possibilities for 3 and 4? If this is 3 and 4, that can't be 1. Can it be 5? That would be 12. This would be 7, though. That would be 13 already. So no, it can't be 5. 3, 4, and 9. That would be 16. And then 6, 7, 2 works. So that's 15. So this is at least 9. Ooh. Interesting. We don't see it end. So it actually, we know it continues to here. Interesting. So this is at least 9. So this could be 3, 4. Can it be 4, 5? If it's 4, 5, that's 9. This becomes a 7. Cannot be 1 with that because this is 7, 6 already. 4, 5, and 9 would make that 18. So this would have to be, this could be 8, 5, and so, wait, no, this would be 6 and 7. So no, this cannot be 4, 5. If this is 4, 5, that can't be 1 because that would be 10, and this is already 6 plus 7, that would be 13. It cannot be 4, 5, 1. It cannot be 4, 5, 5, obviously. It can't be 4, 5, 9 because this would be 6, 7, and 4, 5, 9 adds up to 18, but then you would have only 6, 7, 2, which is 15, or 6, 7, 8, which is 21. So it cannot be 4, 5. It cannot be 5, 6. So we've got only 3, 4 so far. No 4, 5, no 5, 6, no 6, 7. Can it be 7, 8? If it's 7, 8, this has to be 2, 5. It could be 7, 8. So okay. So far the possibilities so far are 9. 3, 4, 9. In which case is 6, 7, 2 works. No 4, 5, because that doesn't work with any of the possibilities. 5, 6 doesn't work because 6 is there. 6, 7 doesn't work because 6 is there. 7, 8. If this is 7 and 8, this has to be 5 and 2. Oh, that doesn't work. Right? 2, 5, and 6 add up to 2, 5, and 6 adds up to 13. So this cannot be 7 and 8 because this already adds up to 15, and it would have to add 1 at least. Say it's 8 and 9, right? If it's 8 and 9, it could potentially be 1. This would have to be 2. So 8 and 9 plus 1 is 18. 2 plus 7 plus 6 is 15. Okay, so we know this for certain. This is 3, 4, and 9. So we know this is 3, 4, 9. So this is 16. This has to be 7 and 2. So we know... What is this? 8 has to be one of those two. We have 1 and 5. 5 is one of those two. 1 is one of those two. Okay. So 1, 5, 8. Remove the possibilities here. Okay. This is 3, 6, and 9. So that means this is at least 18. Plus 7 is 25. Plus 1 is 26. So these 5 can never be double these. So it has to be half of these. And the minimum this could be is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So this could be this has to be at least 30. So I don't think it could be 1, right? 1 plus 9 is 10. 3 plus 6 is 19 plus 8. Yeah, that doesn't work. So it cannot be... So this is double what this is. So either... this is odd. This is odd. This is odd. This is even. This has to be odd. So this has to be 7. So this is 8. 7. These are double this. Okay, so this is 10, 15. This has to be 5. So this is 5. This is 8. This is 1. This is 1 through 5. because this is 30 now, right? 15 plus 5 is 20. This is 30. No 3 or 4, no 2, no 3 or 4, no 1 or 5. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9. No 8 here, obviously. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 4, sorry. This is 3, 5, and 9. Huh. We don't know where the bar goes. This is 6, 7, or 8. Okay, so this is consecutive. This could be either 2 or it could be 3. Can it be 3? I don't think so. The thing is, we don't know how long this line extends. Wait. Are straight lines. Okay. No, it has to be either 2 or 3, right? So say it was a full amount, right? Then this would have to be double that. But is that double that? This is 7. This is 3 plus 5, which is no, this is an odd number. So this is not double this. So then these two, it cannot be a set of 3 versus a set of 3. It has to be a set of 2 versus a set of 2. Which I think has to be 2, 4, and 3, 9, right? Okay, so what if it's 1, 2? If it's 1, 2, that doesn't add up because it would have to be 3 times 2. And that's not possible. If it's 2, if it's 1, 4, that adds up to 10, but none of these add up to 10. So it has to be 2, 4. So this has to be 2, 4. This is 1. This has to be 3, 9. So this is 5, which forces this to be 6. This can't be 6. So this is 7, 8, 7, 8. This can't be 7 or 8. These two add up to 11. So this must be 10 or it must be 12. And it can only add up to 10 in this circumstance. So this is 3. This is 7. This is 8. This is 9. So this cannot be 8 or 9. This can't be 7. So this can't be 9 here. Therefore, this has to be a 7. This can't be 7. This can't be 7. Okay, so this is 2 and 4. This has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. No 3, so this can't be 3 or 6. This has to be one of 2 or 4. We know the 8 is here, so this cannot be 8. Because this can't be 8. So this has to be 2, which makes this 4. Makes that 2. So this is 1 and 2. This obviously cannot be 1 because the 2 is already here. Therefore, this has to be 2. This is 3. This is 1. This again has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. No 3 and 6. So this has to be 2, 4, and 8. This can't be 2 or 8. So this is 4. This can't be 4. This has to be 5, 6, or 9. Can't be 9. So this is 9. This can't be 8. This is 6, 8. This is 6. This is 5, 6. Which forces this to be what? 1, 3, and 4. This is 5, 6, and 9. This is either 2 or it's 3. If it's 3, this has to add up to 8, so this would have to be 16, which it's not. This is 2, 7, 8. So it has to be only 2. 1 and 3 add up to 4, but there's no these can't add up to 8. 1 and 4 add up to 5, but this can't add up to 10. Therefore, it has to be 3 and 4. This is 1. So this is 7, so this has to add up to 14, which is 5 and 9. Therefore, this is 6. This has to be 7. This can't be 7. So this is 14. This must add up to 13 or 15. So, okay, this is even. Therefore, that makes this odd. So this is even. This is odd. This has to be even to make it odd. So this is 4. This is 3. This can be 2 or 4. This cannot be 5 and 1. So if this is 3 and 2, this would have to be 5 and 1. So this cannot be 2. This is 4. This is 3 and 4. This can't be 4. This can't be 1. It has to... That has to be 2 and 6, right? Oh, it could be 3. So this is 2 or 3 also. Right? This is at most 8, so it can only be 3, 5 at most. This could be 2. Could be 2 and 6. So this is 2, 6, or 3, 5. That means this is 2, 3, 2, 3. This can't be 2 or 3 here. We have 6, 7, and 9. And this is 6, 7, 9. So this has to be 9. So this can't be 9. This can't be 9. So this is 14 again. So this has to be either 13 or 15. If it's 2 and 9, that's 15. If it's 8 and 5, that would be 17. So it cannot. So this is 2 and 9. This is 8 and 5. We have, these are consecutive numbers. So one's odd here, one's even here. This must add up to 45 total here. So we have an odd and even. This must be even, right? So one of these is odd, one of these is even. So that's odd total. And to get another odd total, you have to have this even. So for this to be even, it's 4, 7, and 9, right? Because that's one even and 2 odds form an even. Yep. So this is 7. This is 6. This is 5. This is 6. This is a 2 ratio at least. It cannot. So we know. We don't know much, actually. It's 1, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. So this cannot be 5. This cannot be 4 or 9. This can't be 7. No 1, 4, 7. No 1, 4, or 9. So this has to be the 9, because this can't be 9. This can't be... Oh, wait, no. One of these two is 9. Can it be here? Can this be just 2? We know it doesn't extend to here, so it's either 2 or 3. Okay, can it be 2? If it's 2, you have a 1, 4, or a 5. The minimum would be 1 and 7 together, which would force the 8 and 9 to be together, which doesn't work. Can it be 1 and 8 together? No. Right? If it's 1 and 8, okay, so for one thing, it cannot be 1 and 4. So the minimum is 1 and 7, but this would force that to be 8 and 9, right? So this is 1 and 7, adds up to 8, which times 2 is 16. But 8 and 9 add up to 17. So this doesn't work if it's there. What about 1 and 8, which is the next one? 1 and 8 would force this to be 7 and 9. 1 and 8 adds up to 9, but double 9 is 18, but 7 plus 9 is 16. So it can never be 2. So it's always 3 here. So this is always 3, and this is always 3. So I think it has to be 1 and 4? Yeah, because this can never be 1. I guess it could be 2 and 3, but it'd have to be like 2, 3, 5. It would have to be 2, 5, and 7. Right. So this can't be the smaller one, right? If it's the smaller one, this has to be 2, 5, and 7, which adds up to 14. and therefore this set would have to be 28. And it or 7. No. We're assuming that this was a smaller one, right? So for the smaller one, this would have to be 2, 5, and 7 at least. So that's 14, which would make these three add up to 28, which is not possible. So this is the bigger one. This is a smaller one. So the question is then this has to be 1. This has to be 1 or 4, right? If you have 7 and 8, or 7 and 9, or 8 and 9 even, 7 and 8 already adds up to 15. And then 15 doubled is 30, and this can't be greater than 30. So this can never be 5. So the 1 or the 4 is here. I think the 1 or 4 also has to be here too, right? So we know this is 5. So this cannot be 5. One of these is 1 or 4. One of these is 2 or 3. This has to be, can it be non-1 or 4? If it's not 1 or 4, this set of 3 would have to be 1, 7, 8, which adds up to 16, which doubled is 32, which can't form, you can't have a set of 3 unique digits form to 32, 24, more than 24. So this has to be 1 and 4, which means this can't be 4 though. Right? One of 4 is here because it cannot have both. This has to be 1 or 4 also. So this cannot be 4, which forces this to be 1, which forces this to be 4. So this is 1, 5, this is 2, this is 3, this is 2. This can't be 1. Oh, well, yeah, we could have already gotten the 2 there. So this is 4. So this is 1, 4, or 7? Okay, this is 7, 8. This has to be 9. So this is 7, 8, 9. So this is 9. This is 9, which means the 9 has to be here. Oh, and this can't be 9. So we know this is 9. This is 3, 5, 7, 8. So this can't be 3, this can't be 7, this can't be 8. This is 2 and 6 with 1 or 5. Interesting. 2 and 6 have to be here. This is 3 and 8 have to be here. Oh, well, okay. So this is 1 or 5. So this is 1. This is 5. This is 1. And this adds up to 2 plus 5 plus 6 adds up to 13. 1 plus 3 plus 8 adds up to 12. So that works. This is 2, 6, and 7. So this can't be 6, this can't be 7. Therefore, this has to be 7. This is 9, this is 8. This is 5, this is 9. This is 3, this is 5, this is 7. 8, 7. So this has to be 12 with 24. Oh, yeah, right. That could be 147. These are consecutive, which doesn't tell us very much. So this is already accounted for, so now we need to figure out these. So this is 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, 4. Oh, so this has to be 1. This is 2. This is 1. This is 4. These are consecutive and these are consecutive. So this is what? 2, 3, and 6. So, and this is 5 and 8. So they both have to have 8. So those cancel out. One's a 3, one's a 5. So one's a 3, one's a 5. So they have to have a difference of at least of 3 or 1. Right? Because difference of between 5 and 3 is 2. So then the other difference has to be 1 or 3. So they both work. right? If this, okay, so we know this is 3, and we know there's an 8. So it's either 2 or 5 with that. If it's 2, so say it's 2, 3, and 8, that adds up to 13. 2, 3, 8 adds up to 13, which would force us to be 5. This would have to be 6. So this would have to be 3, 5, 8. So it would be 2, 3, 8 plus 3, 5, 8. 3, 5, and so 2, 3, 8 is 13. 3, 5, 8 is 16, I believe. 3, 5, and 8. Yes, that's 16. So this cannot be 2, 3, 8. So it has to be 5, 3, 8, which makes this a 2. This is a 6. This is a 5. This is a 2. This is a 3, 6, 8, 5, 8, 3. And that's the puzzle. Interesting new mechanic of the doot or dot. It definitely constrains some things so that it makes it yeah, I mean it worked very well with the fog, and I think just overall it worked very well. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Take care.